Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Madison if you are new, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do some acrylics at home. The first thing I'm starting off with is just taking off my clear polish that I had on previously, because I did take my full set off before and I wanted to let my nails breathe a little bit. Once I get done taking off my clear nail polish, I am going to go ahead and shape my nails a little bit. This is going to be my natural nail. And then I'm going to go in and use my cuticle pusher, push back my cuticles, and go ahead and get rid of that new regrowth. If you guys are new at using a cuticle pusher, make sure you are very careful when doing this, because you can actually hurt yourself really bad, cut up your cuticles, and that's the last thing you want to do. I know the last time I did a set, because it had been a while, I did really beat my cuticles up with my Efile and my cuticle pusher. So my nails were really sore around my cuticle, and it just wasn't a good feeling because it was probably every single finger. So when you are using this, make sure that you are being extremely careful, because you can really damage your nails. Another thing I wanted to point out is on my Efile, I'm only using a 2 RPM. Mine goes up to 35, so you can actually tell how little amount of power you need on this part. And honestly, the highest that I probably go up to is about a 5 right now. So I'm sure once the motor in my Efile starts to go, I'll have to move up a little bit. But honestly, if you are looking into an Efile, you really don't have to start at a high number. Just be very careful, like I've said, because this can really hurt yourself. And I also do not have a technique going in and using my Efile. I really just go in and work around my cuticle and then take that shine off of your natural nail. You want to make sure that you take that shine off your natural nail, because if you do not, then that's going to be another reason for you to get lifting. Lifting is not something that you want, because it's not a good quality nail, or your nail tech is not doing the job that it's supposed to, because they're not making it flush with your actual nail. So when the acrylic gets caught, like when you get hair caught between your acrylic and your nail, that's what I'm talking about. Or when your fingernail, your nail bed starts to come up underneath your acrylic nail, that's another thing I'm talking about lifting. So just make sure you get all of those oils and shine off of your natural nail, and make sure you clean your cuticles up, because that can be another reason for lifting. Always make sure that your prep work is done really good, because you really want your nails to last if you're going to spend all this time doing them. Now on my Efile, you can see I moved up to a 5 RPM. I just am using my dominant hand now, so I'm able to actually work around those corners a little bit better. So just go about how you feel. Just start at a low number. Now I'm just going to go in with my cuticle clipper and take all that dead skin off around my nail bed. I get really bad dead skin around my nail bed, so I really like to keep that clean, so that way my skin feels really smooth. I'm not too sure why, maybe because I don't use a lot of lotion, but I like to go in as a part of doing my nails and taking this dead skin off. And next I'm going to go in and fit my nails for my full set. This is the first time me using these nails. I just purchased them off of Amazon, and I really just went through a bunch of different kind of nails and seen what kind I liked. I honestly really liked the clear ones because you were able to do more with them, but if you are going to just be putting a polish over it or doing a French tip, then the natural ones are another way to go. But for my preference, I really like the clear nails for any kind of work that I'm going to do. If you have a nail that is too small, then do not use that. Always go up to the next size. If it's too big, you can take the file, a hand file, and just file down the edges a little bit where it's going to be from nail wall to nail wall, and really just make it fit to your nail. So kind of just custom make it, and just really make sure that it is from nail wall to nail wall, because if you do not, then that is another source of lifting. You want to make sure that it is the perfect fit. So once I've got all my nails picked out, I'm going to go ahead and start applying them to my nail bed. You want to make sure that your fingers are completely straight on this part. You do not want a crooked nail. So just make sure you have enough glue. You hold it down for a few seconds and really make sure that it's on there. This doesn't take long to dry, so your nail should be good to go after a few seconds. And really make sure that you are putting the exact ones on that you fit for that finger, because if not, then it can be a little hard to take that nail off. So this part is a little bit of time consuming, if you want to say, because you want to make sure that it's really straight, or else you're going to have to go in and really work your magic with the file. But this part, I don't know why, is one of my favorite parts to watch if I'm watching any other kind of video, any other nail tech doing their nails. It's that or the filing. So I really hope you guys are enjoying this video so far, and I'm going to go ahead and finish putting my tips on. So now that I've got my tips on, I'm just going to go in with my nail clipper, and I'm just going to cut them to my desired length. I can always go in with my hand file or my e-file and go down a little bit more if you need to, but I am going to leave it a little bit longer because I am putting tips on. The last time, if you guys saw my video, I did not make them long at all. I don't know what happened. The material, the product was just not good, so they ended up being like a natural nail just with acrylic over it. So that's why I'm going to leave this set a little bit longer, just so I can get the feel of having some tips again. And yeah, we're just going to go in, shape the nails now. I did also go in and shape them into a coffin nail. I really like the shape of this, but you guys can do whatever shape you like. I think the one thing that I do need to work on is my shaping. I feel like I could really get better at that. So I've really been focusing on that when I do any of my acrylic nails, because the first set that I did, my shaping was obviously, I think, a reason why they were so short. And then the second, this set is because, I just haven't done my nails in so long that I thought that they looked good with the clear. And then when I went to go put the polish on, I just saw all of the little imperfections, and it honestly, like with my OCD, bothered me. But I'm trying to learn that I'm going to have bad sets of nails and good sets of nails, and ones that I didn't do such a good job on. I'm trying to like really be positive and really give myself a little bit of credit, because doing this at home is not really as easy as people think it is. Like, you think, oh, I'm just gonna go in and, you know, shape my nails, file my nails. No, it is pretty time consuming, and it really does take a long time. So if you've never done your nails, then you should really just give it a shot, just to see how long it actually takes you, because the first time I did them, it took me 4 hours. So that's another thing. The reason why it took me 4 hours is the product that I was using just wasn't good quality. So the acrylic that I put on actually took forever to dry. So just imagine putting like 3 beads of acrylic on your nail and waiting for it to dry. So it probably took about 20 minutes after each hand, doing each hand, and then I could go in and file. So yeah, it could be pretty time consuming, you guys. And the next time I did my nails, it actually only took me 2 hours, like of a normal time for somebody just starting out. So I was super happy with the outcome. I just didn't like the imperfections that I saw, but I am trying to perfect them in my future nails. So after I've shaped my nails to what I like, I do go over the top of my nails with my hand file, or you could use your e-file for this part. Really just depends. Just be careful because you don't want to mess up your actual nail instead of the artificial nail. All I'm doing is going in between the natural nail and the artificial nail and making it flush, so that way when I put the acrylic on, it's more of a smooth transition and the nail underneath just looks so much more prettier. So this part is actually one that I would highly recommend doing. You don't have to do this part, but it really makes your nail flush to your natural nail, and I just like the way it looks and the way the acrylic is applied. So now I'm just going to go in with my Mia Secrets Extra Bond, and I'm going to put this on my natural nail bed. I did only use 1 coat for this set, but the following set I used 2, and I would highly recommend using 2 for your extra bond if you're using the Mia Secrets. I also have the Mia Secrets liquid monomer, so I'm just going to pour this in my dappen dish, and I also have the Mia Secrets clear acrylic powder that I'm using today. I honestly wish that they would put the monomer in like a bottle that has like a spout, because pouring it out and getting it everywhere is really annoying. This stuff actually is very strong in smell, and my mom was pretty upset because I did this in the house. So just a heads up, if you are planning on getting Mia Secrets, it is very, very strong in smell. So you might want to be careful if people in your house are very sensitive to smells and do it outside. The only thing I will say is if you're going to do it outside, do not paint your nails outside. If you're around an area that is very humid, it will make your nails like a matte color. It made mine like matte and shiny, and the glitter on my middle finger was just like very like dusty looking. It just didn't look pretty at all. So once again, if you're in a humid area, then just go ahead and paint your nails inside. Doing the acrylic outside is completely fine because it didn't really mess my acrylic up and my nails are still going strong. So when I'm applying the acrylic, I guess I have sort of a technique. I start at the apex, and then I do the end of the nail, and then I also do the cuticle area. So I really try and do like the 3 bead method, but sometimes I have to add little beads in certain spots and fill in those areas if I think it's not thick enough or one spot is thicker than the other. So it's really just you paying attention to how much product you're putting on, where you're putting the product, making sure that it's even and it looks flush to each other. And then also don't forget to go on the edge of your nail, at the end of your nail, and put acrylic there, and then swipe up towards your cuticle. So you can actually turn your hand facing you like if you were doing a client's nail, so that way it might be a little bit easier for you to understand what I'm talking about. And then swipe up, like I said, put acrylic on the end of your nail and then swipe up, so that way you also get the end of your nail acrylic and it's not just like sharp and the fake nail. So it will be a little bit smoother and a little bit thicker. Giving your nails a little bit of thickness is also going to strengthen them, so that way if you hit them, you don't break them so easily. And that's another thing as well. Make sure that you have more product on your apex area than you do anywhere else, because that is going to be the strongest point of your finger, because that's where your natural nail and your fake nail usually meet in that area, and it's more easier for it to pop off if you don't have enough acrylic there or break. This is exactly what I was talking about, putting acrylic on the edge of your nail and then swiping up like that. So you're going to be swiping up towards the cuticle. This gives it a little more underneath on the end of your nail, a little bit more acrylic, so it's not as sharp. It's going to give it like a more smooth effect and more thickness. So I highly recommend doing this as part of your routine when you're doing your acrylic nails. And now we're just gonna go in and reshape these nails. Once you're putting on the acrylic, it kind of gets a little bit out of shape and you get little edges and spots that you just want to perfect. So go ahead and reshape your nails however you like and make sure that it's smooth everywhere. And then I will be going in with my Efile, going around my cuticle area, making sure that acrylic is flush with my natural nail bed and there is no lifting in that area. So just make sure that you focus really on the cuticle area. And then also, if you have OCD like me, really focus on your shaping, because it can look a little bit different when it's just the clear acrylic versus when you put the polish on it. Once you put the polish on it, you usually see all your imperfections. So really try and go in and make sure that you have everything smooth and flush towards each other, because like I said, once you put that polish on, you're going to see what is actually wrong with your nails. And like I said, I'm going to go in with my Efile, go around my cuticle area. If you can't, for some reason, position your hand a certain way and you need to put your finger on it to get that position for the Efile, then that is perfectly fine. Just be very careful and make sure when you're using your Efile, you don't hold it in 1 second for too long, because it will cause friction and it will cause a burning feeling on your fingernail. Even though you have acrylic over it, you can still feel it through that, and it does not feel good. So make sure that you're being very careful with your Efile, like I've said in this video earlier. And then I'm just gonna go over my nail bed and kind of just smooth it out. I'm also gonna be using a hand file and a buffer for that as well. I just like to really make sure my nails are really, really smooth. Now I'm just going to go in with my buffer sponge and just get all those scratches off. When I purchased these buffers on Amazon, I thought they were going to be a little bit bigger than this. So I got a bunch of these tiny little ones. I honestly do kind of like it. I wish they were just a very little bit bigger, but I honestly kind of do like these because they're so small and my fingers and my hands aren't really that big, so they kind of fit well in my hand. I just have to really be careful because sometimes I go like way too fast and then I just kind of lose control and I just don't even get on the nail anymore. So I'm really looking into getting bigger sponge buffers once I run out of all these, which will be very, very long time. But when you're doing this is just going to get all the scratches off from when you're using your Efile or your hand file, mostly for your hand file, so that way when you are going to put your polish on, once again, you have a smooth look. Honestly, being a beginner doing my nails, this is what they look like, and I can't be mad. I am pretty happy with the outcome, even though I cut my fingers up a little bit, and afterwards, like I said, the shaping wasn't the best. But I am going to be going in with this Salon Perfect nail polish that I got from Walmart. It's about $5 for each bottle, and I also have my Need for Speed top coat. I will be linking these down below for you guys if you would like to purchase them, or like if you like the color, I can give you guys the link. I am also going in with Layla's little jewels that she got in one of her nail art kits, and I am going to be putting those on one of my fingers each hand, and then I'm just going to put the clear coat on top of that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just going to go ahead and finish up my nails, and I'm also going to be using a cuticle oil around my nail bed, which is Kiss Bliss. I will be leaving that link down below. Mine is vanilla flavor, and it smells so good, you guys. So highly recommend, if you love the smell of vanilla, definitely get that one. I think they have original vanilla, and then there's one more that I honestly cannot remember what it's called, but make sure you check out the vanilla one because oh my goodness, I love it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my nails. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did down below, so that way I can keep making you guys acrylics at home and different nail designs. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next one.